Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're pointing our telescopes way out into the deep dark abyss of space to look at something that, honestly, completely defies human comprehension. You know, space is incredibly vast, and it's filled with all sorts of wonders, but it's also home to cosmic titans of a just terrifying scale. Today we are exploring the ultimate cosmic monster. It's a celestial object so unimaginably vast, so overwhelmingly powerful, that it actually challenges our very understanding of physics and reality itself. To really grasp what we're talking about here, I want you to picture a pretty terrifying scenario. Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning, you step outside, and you look up at the sky. But instead of the warm, familiar glow of our sun, there is a gigantic, pitch-black void just hanging right directly above you, ringed by a blinding halo of fire. Imagine a black hole so enormous that if you plopped it down right where our sun is, it wouldn't just swallow the Earth, it would easily swallow our entire solar system and just keep right on going. And the craziest part? This isn't science fiction. Scientists know for a fact that this cosmic monster exists, and they call it TON 618.
So let's get right into Section 1, a monster in the sky, the supermassive giants.
Okay, let's dive into this. Usually, we find supermassive black holes lurking in the cold, dense centers of galaxies. Take Sagittarius A star, for example, right in the middle of our own Milky Way galaxy. It literally holds our galaxy together. But TON 618? It's on an entirely different level. Just look at this number. Scientists estimate its mass is 66 billion times greater than our sun. 66 billion. Take a second to really let that sink in. One single solar mass is the entire weight of our sun, right? And the sun already accounts for 99.8% of all the mass in our entire solar system. Now multiply that by 66 billion. It's an incomprehensible figure. We're talking about an amount of matter so densely packed together that it literally twists the fabric of space and time into a knot. To really make these astronomical numbers feel visceral, let's look at a relatable scale. Imagine our entire planet Earth, every ocean, every mountain, all billions of us, scaled all the way down to the size of a tiny green pea. On that exact same scale, our sun would be about the size of a standard regulation basketball. Okay, so keep that pea and that basketball in your mind's eye. On this same scale, TON 618 wouldn't be a car or even a house, it would be the size of a towering skyscraper, casting a massive shadow over that tiny little pea. That is the true terrifying scale of this cosmic leviathan.
Now, when astronomers talk about the physical size of a black hole, they aren't talking about a solid, rocky surface. They're actually measuring its event horizon. This is the absolute point of no return. It's this invisible boundary around the black hole where the gravitational pull becomes so overwhelmingly strong that the escape velocity actually exceeds the speed of light. And since absolutely nothing can travel faster than light, once anything, a rogue planet, a dying star, or even a beam of radiation, crosses that specific boundary, it can never escape. It is just forever lost to the observable universe.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how impossibly vast TON 618's point of no return really is. Its event horizon is estimated to be around 390 billion kilometers across. 390 billion. To put that into perspective for you, the distance between the Earth and the Sun is about 150 million kilometers. TON 618's event horizon completely dwarfs that distance thousands of times over. If you somehow place this black hole in the center of our solar system, its dark point-of-no-return boundary would stretch out way past Neptune, past Pluto, just completely dominating nearly everything around it.
Which brings us to Section 2, Anatomy of a Quasar, the brilliant invisible.
So there is a deeply fascinating paradox here. Despite being the most massive object we've discussed, you would never actually be able to see the black hole itself because, well, it traps all light. Instead, what astronomers are actually looking at is a brilliant glowing accretion disk. Just imagine a massive whirlpool of superheated gas, dust, and completely shredded stars, all violently spinning around this invisible black hole at a huge fraction of the speed of light. The friction and the intense gravitational forces at play in this disk heat all that material to absolutely unimaginable temperatures, which causes it to glow with this incredible ferocity. This highly active, ultraluminous state is exactly why TON 618 is classified as a quasar. It's actively feeding, and that feeding process is just brilliantly loud.
Astronomers describe it perfectly with this quote: "This glowing disk shines brighter than billions of stars combined." Just let that cinematic imagery wash over you for a moment. The black hole itself is entirely pitch black, but that swirling vortex of doomed matter sitting right outside its event horizon, it acts like the most powerful lighthouse in the entire cosmos. The immense brightness of this accretion disk is really what powers the entire object visually.
It's the only reason we can see its beacon shining all the way across the vast emptiness of the universe.
All right, let's look at Section 3, Fallen into the Abyss, the Immersive Cosmic Descent.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the physics behind a very frightening thought experiment. What would it actually be like if you fell into TON 618? The reality of it might really surprise you. See, for smaller black holes, you'd be instantly and violently torn apart by this gruesome process called spaghettification. The difference in gravity between your feet and your head is so extreme that you literally get stretched out into a long, thin noodle of atoms. But TON 618? It's so incredibly massive and its event horizon is so breathtakingly huge that the gravitational gradient is actually much smoother. Crossing the event horizon might initially feel completely, eerily, normal. You wouldn't be stretched out, you wouldn't even feel a bump.
Just picture this terrifying descent. Step 1. Because of the gentle curve of space-time at that immense diameter, you smoothly cross the event horizon without even noticing a thing. You look out your window and space still just looks like space. But then, Step 2 triggers instantly. The math just completely changes. Behind you, the paths through space and time physically twist. Escape becomes completely impossible. No matter how powerful your rocket is, every single direction you try to steer inevitably points inward. And finally, Step 3. You are pulled inevitably into the absolute center, into a region known as the singularity. It's a point of infinite density where our current understanding of physics just completely breaks down. To this day, nobody actually knows what happens there.
Moving right along to Section 4, Echoes from the Past, 10 billion light-years away.
Let's move to and see how this built, because to truly understand TON 618, we have to talk about the sheer scale of time. When astronomers first observed it back in the 1960s, they simply logged it as a really bright point of light. It actually took years of detailed observation to realize it was a quasar powered by a colossal black hole. But here's the really great mystery. TON 618 is located 10 billion light-years away from us. So the light hitting our telescopes right now, it was actually emitted 10 billion years ago, when the universe was just a tiny fraction of its current age. So think about it. What is TON 618 doing today, right now, in our present? It might have grown even larger. Its host galaxy might have changed completely or crashed into others. Because that new light will take billions of years to reach us, its current state is entirely completely hidden from us.
Which leaves us with one final, awe-inspiring thought to close out this explainer. The observable universe contains hundreds of billions of galaxies, and we have only mapped a tiny, tiny fraction of the cosmos. Objects like TON 618 really serve to remind us that the universe is far stranger and honestly far more terrifyingly vast than we can easily wrap our heads around. So could there be a cosmic monster out there even larger than TON 618? Could there be a giant that makes this 66 billion solar mass titan look small by comparison? It's highly probable that the universe's greatest secrets are still out there, hidden in the dark. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Could an even bigger monster be lurking out there? And make sure you subscribe to catch our next explainer, where we're going to continue unraveling the fascinating structured mysteries of our universe.